All right, so as promised in the video title, I am giving away a Thlete Phantom set, both the top and the bottom, which is what I'm wearing right now. The system basically is a soft shell system, so on the inside of both the jackets and the pants, you have kind of a brushed fleece, and then just also kind of some ripstop material. The jacket has two chest pockets, two side pockets right here, and then on each side, there's actually a vent that goes all the way through the jacket. So on those long walks in, a lot of times if I feel the need to, I'll have those things just wide open, and then I can use this jacket as a nice outer layer. Say if I'm going in, you know, 3/4 of a mile, mile and a half, whatever it may be, and it's cold, it's windy, let's say it's much colder than this jacket alone will get me down to, I'll still wear this as kind of my outer layer when I'm walking in because it blocks the wind and I can still vent. So it's really nice from that aspect. And then if I need to, when I get to the tree and get all set up, I'll put on a much heavier layer to kind of add some, you know, insulation. My comfort range with an alpaca base layer or a merino wool base layer and this jacket is around 45 degrees or so. If it's any colder than that, I like to add an additional layer or wear like a heated vest underneath. Same thing goes with the pants. The material construction is exactly the same. You got some of those ripstop type materials and then the fleece backer underneath. So it's gonna be a little bit warmer than just like a standard polyester pant with that fleece backer, but it's not a very thick fleece backer, so it doesn't give you a ton of insulation all by itself. It is very soft on the skin though. The fabric itself is quiet to the touch. Not as quiet as say like a real high pile Berber fleece, but also not nearly as loud as say something like a puffy jacket might be. So for me, bow hunting wise, noise wise, just total non-concern. I consider this a quiet fabric. Just like with the tops, you have these zips that go from basically the back of your knee up to your hip. Even if you're wearing knee-high boots, which a lot of times as whitetail hunters we are, especially when we're going through water and you got those boots on the outside of your pants, you can still vent. Even when I'm wearing hip boots, they go up to here, I'm still able to get some of that venting coming out of the hip boots, and that allows me to get on some of those longer walks and still not sweat. So that's a big advantage for me. Like I said before, in regards to the jacket, I'll just usually wear this system all by itself on the way into the stand, and if the weather conditions support it, I might just wear this, or I might layer under or over it. Typically when it's cold like it is right now, I'm sure you can see my breath, I'll bring in a heavier jacket to put on over this, and potentially some heavier bibs, just depending on how cold it actually is. But I've been wearing these things for probably early last spring. I did a whole ton of scouting. I don't remember, I stopped counting at like 26 miles, I think, with the pants when I was first testing them out, scouting some of the marshes, and they've held up really well. You know, a lot of the places in Wisconsin, I'm going through some areas where there's thorns, briars, things like that, and you know, I've been pretty impressed with how well they've held up so far. So to win this thing, here's what you got to do. You can either leave a comment in the video description down below, and then also just to kind of give additional entries and, you know, kind of help boost the Instagram presence. If you go to my Instagram page, which I have a link to below, I'll have a post about this giveaway. If you basically just tag a friend and you make sure to, you know, follow both myself and Thlete, then you'll get an entry. So I want to make sure that for the YouTube guys that don't care about Instagram or any of that stuff, they still are able to get an entry, but then also the giveaways seem to work a little bit better on the Instagram platform than YouTube platform, so giving you guys option for both. If you do both Instagram and YouTube, you get 2 entries. We'll say Wednesday of next week, I will draw a winner and post it up, and then we'll get this thing shipped out. The top and the bottom that I have are size large. There's a sizing chart on their website, so if you happen to be a different size, we'll get that worked out. And with that, thanks for watching the video, guys.